nothing like the comforts of home. It always feels good to be back in the surroundings you know best. Following a long and difficult road trip, the Phillies welcome the familiar faces at Citizens Bank Park. Success in the first two series of the homestand set things up for a triumphant finish. The rubber match of the series and the final game of the 10-game stay will spell the results in a Mother's Day matinee. All around the Delaware Valley, young kids woke up and said, "Happy Mother's Day, Mom." Now let's go see the Phils wind down this 3-game series against the Atlanta Braves. No better place to spend this holiday than here at Citizens Bank Park. It's the final game of this 3-game set and this 10-game homestand. It's the Phils and the Atlanta Braves, and the Phils begin play today in first place in the National League East. Hi, everybody. I'm Tom McCarthy, along with Chris Wheeler. Gary Matthews will be along in just a little bit. Happy Mother's Day, everyone. It's been a great day to be here at the ballpark, Wheels. It's been a great homestand to watch Jason Worth swing the bat.
Been a tremendous homestand, Tom. The Phillies have played very well in this homestand. Had kind of a dead game here yesterday, but for the most part, they played well. You see their record reflects that, with a chance to go 7-3 here today. Their numbers are very good, and it all starts with starting pitching. And the starters with an earned run average of 2.54, and the bullpen's been very good too. So they're at 2.85. Now, you mentioned Jason Worth. He has been the hottest hitter for the Phillies from day one, and he has just kept it up in this homestand. A lot of doubles this year. Hit a 3-run home run, hit another home run here, hitting the ball all over the place and playing great defense in right field also. Jason Worth has been the guy that has been carrying them offensively, because not that many guys have been that hot this year. In this homestand, in 9 games, look at the production this guy's had with the 3 home runs, 14 hits. He has 5 doubles and the 3 home runs. So all those extra base hits in there. He has produced quite a few runs for this team.
Well, meanwhile, on the mound today for the Phillies is another one of their storylines coming into this ball game. It's Cole Hamels, who's coming off back-to-back solid performances.
Cole Hamels has pitched very, very well lately. The game in San Francisco, he was good. And obviously here the other night, this was his best performance in a long time. And it was set up by a real, real good fastball. And not only a fastball that had good velocity, but also he could throw it down, and he also was able to elevate his fastball and get some strikeouts up there when he wanted. You see some of these strikeouts coming on that great changeup of his, and then he throws a curveball right there that rolls over into a double play. So Cole Hamels was really, really good in that game, and this is what he has done lifetime in this ballpark. He likes the pitcher. Even though he's kind of a fly ball pitcher, he still has had a lot of success here at Citizens Bank Park. The wind is blowing in a ton from left field. They get a little bit of help to right field today, but left and left center,
Well, the other part of it that Cole Hamels will have help with today is that Chipper Jones is not in the lineup today, nor is Jason Hayward for the Atlanta Braves. Kenshin Kawakami on the mound for the Braves. Cole Hamels, meanwhile, getting the baseball for Charlie Manuel, who's also back in the dugout. That's right. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. A great way to spend the day is here at the ballpark. Those sentiments are heard throughout the Delaware Valley. The starting lineups and the first pitch with a little luck coming up next. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Budweiser. Want to go home with me tonight? I'm the designated driver. Budweiser, responsibility matters. By Southwest Airlines. Want to see what a real airline is like? Go to southwest.com. Grab your bag. It's on. By Toyota. Toyota's national sales event is going on now. Hurry into your Toyota dealer today. By Xfinity from Comcast, proud partner of the Phillies. By Citizens Bank, with the most 7-day branches in the Philadelphia area. And by Independence Blue Cross. We're here for you every step of the way. National anthem. It's Mother's Day, and here in Philadelphia and all around Major League Baseball, they are going to commemorate Mother's Day, and also the good folks at the Susan G. Komen Cancer Foundation with the pink logos all around the ballpark. The players will be wearing the pink wristbands, although this isn't the kind of day where you may need to use a wristband because it is cool, and some of the players will be wearing those, using those pink bats throughout the course of today's ball game. There are those pink wristbands that Ryan Howard has around his left arm, and the pink bats that'll be used today by select hitters. That's Eric Hinsky's bat right there that he was using during batting practice today. And of course, David Herndon always has a pink bag, but it just fits in a little bit better today here at the ballpark on Mother's Day. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Atlanta Braves, brought to you by Xfinity. Leading it off at shortstop, Omar Infante. Martin Prado, the second baseman, bats second. Melky Cabrera hits third, followed by Troy Glaus, the first baseman. Brian McCann is back behind the plate, hitting fifth. Matt Diaz in left field, batting sixth. Brooks Conrad plays third base for Chipper Jones today. He'll bat seventh. Batting eighth in center field, Nate McLeod. And batting ninth at pitching is Kenshin Kawakami. And they will face left-hander Cole Hamels, who Wheels is coming off two pretty good performances.
Tom, they really feel that he's been okay since the start of spring training, and has been progressing right along. As you said, two really good performances. The game in San Francisco, he had double-digit strikeouts. Last time out, just outstanding. His numbers are overall pretty good. His earned run average a little bit higher than he would like because he's had a game where he got hit around, gave up some runs. Southwest Airlines scouting report mentioned he has continued to improve and doing a much better job at keeping the fastball down. Last time out, he was able to control a fastball up and use it effectively, and he has just pitched really well. That's the game we're talking about against the Cardinals here in this homestand. He was about as good as you could get that night. Just totally dominated. A very good hitting team.
Well, Charlie Manuel was back after his daughter's wedding yesterday down in Virginia. He arrived very early this morning. Already had his lineup card filled out when everybody arrived at the ballpark today. And we are set to get underway. The final game of this 10-game homestand. Phillies are 6-3 on the homestand, and 7-3 looks a whole lot better than 6-4 when you have all these games at home. And they'll go after the 7th win against the Braves. And here comes the first pitch of the day from Cole Hamels. Fastball taken a little low, and we're underway in the count, 1 ball and no strikes. Omar Infante is 2 for 19 on the road trip for the Braves. In fact, he and Martin Prado, the number 2 hitter, were a combined 0 for 14 before that base hit, and Infante pulling into second with a stand-up double. So a runner in scoring position for the Braves to start this ball game off.
Well, a couple fastballs to start the game, and that one right in the middle of the plate. And he kept it fair by, 6 inches as you look at it, not even a foot inside the line. Braves off to a good start with a leadoff double.
Infante with his 4th double of the year. Here's Martin Prado. Prado is 8th in the league in hits with 37, and for the first 3 weeks of the season, he was one of the best hitters in the National League. He's just trying to get the runner over here because the Braves have really struggled scoring runs lately.
Yeah, they're trying to take an early lead. Kawakami's a guy that has not had a lot of runs scored for him. His command's been off a little bit this year, and they're trying to get him an early lead.
Corners pinch in the 1-0. Prado bunts it to the right of the plate. Ruiz will let it trickle foul, and it's 1-1.
As you said, Tom, he's doing that on his own. All the manager does there is get him over. And you don't even have to give a get it over in the first inning like that. The hitter knows, the number 2-hole hitters, and what Bobby Cox wants him to do. And if he feels the best way to get him over, sometimes the guy will bunt. The manager would many times would rather see the guy hit, because if he hits the ball the right side, maybe it goes through and you get more out of it.
Well, he squares again and bunts it foul. Ruiz was hoping that it would stay fair because he was going to get Infante over at third base.
That fooled a few fans. People are clapping.
Just a very supportive crowd.
Very supportive, yeah. See right here, it's bunted foul. The home plate umpire right there puts the hands up in the air. Wally Bell to indicate foul. Infante knew it was foul. He was just kind of coasting around out there.
1-2 the count to Prado. And he's down on strikes. A high fastball at 90 miles an hour. One away here in the first inning.
See, in the game the other day, they were talking about it afterwards, that Hamels felt he could throw upstairs when he wanted to and be effective. Now, whether or not he did that, I don't know. I didn't look in and see whether or not. You know, it's not like Ruiz gave him the intentional high fastball with the glove up, but, you know, maybe he tried to elevate that with 2 strikes. It was effective.
Oh, what a way. Here's Melky Cabrera. And the Braves at the start of this year never thought that there would be a ball game where Melky Cabrera would be in the number 3 spot. But Chipper Jones is battling a sore groin, so that's why he's out of the lineup. Jason Hayward, their prized rookie outfielder, they thought maybe he'd get back in today, but he's also battling a sore groin. So it's Cabrera, who is 1 for 7 in the series. And he lines that one on a few hops toward third. Polanco looks the runner back, 2 away. So after allowing that leadoff double, Cole Hamels has gotten the last 2 batters. So 2 away for Troy Glaus. And Hamels will exchange baseballs. The umpires for today's ball game: Wally Bell is behind the plate. Laz Diaz over at first. John Hirschbeck, the crew chief, at second. And James Hoy around at third. See Glaus's numbers with 2 homers and 16 runs batted in, 1 for 6 lifetime against Hamels. And that one's down and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Hamels throwing a lot of fastballs. That's the first changeup he's thrown. Trying to get a quick out on Glaus, who's a very aggressive hitter and swings first pitch a lot of times. So they stayed away from first ball fastball there to him.
Well, he has been their most consistent hitter. You see his numbers here in May, but it carried over to the last week in April. His last 13 games, he's hitting .326.
Wind will be a factor here again today, just the way it was yesterday. It's blowing in hard out of the northwest, left to right.
Outside and high, 2 balls and 1 strike. Yesterday the wind took a hold of a couple of balls, not only bringing them in, but also pulling them back here at the ballpark. And you see 22 miles an hour. And yesterday the conditions were similar, but that wind really picked up as the day moved on. Opposite way, base hit for Glaus. Rounding third, heading for home is Infante. Here's the throw by Jason Worth. On 1 hop, and Ruiz doesn't even allow him to get to the plate. The tag is made, and the inning is over. Cole Hamels out of a jam here in the first because of the strong right arm of Jason Worth and the presence of Carlos Ruiz to step up the third base line and say, nobody scored here.
in the 31 innings and 8 walks to go along with it. Just not real good numbers. Southwest Airlines scouting report, he does try to sink his fastball to throw a curve and a pretty good splitter. Mentioned struggling a little bit with his control. He's kind of a nibbler and has had problems getting ahead of hitters, and they just don't score.
Well, the first batter he'll face here at the bottom of the first, Shane Victorino. Shane has struggled against the Braves this season. 3 for 23 against them.
Yeah, and he wore them out for a long time. They've caught up to him a little bit.
But he's had a decent homestand, hitting .275 with 3 home runs and 9 runs batted in. And a curve taken on the outside corner. It's 0-2. Lucky McDonald's Phillies home run jackpot contestant is Jeff Ashman of Temple, PA. If the Phillies hit a home run in today's ball game, then Jeff will win $100. Phillies did not homer in yesterday's game. In fact, they didn't have a base hit after the 5th inning in yesterday's game.
The game was just a weird game, and not because they lost it. I said that no matter what, even if they won 4-1 with that pace of that game yesterday. And the guys kept stepping out because of the dust flying all over the place. It had no rhythm to it.
See Shane's numbers the last 2 years against the Braves. 1-2 the count.
Kawakami's out there, no sleeves today, which is surprising on a day as cool as this.
Yeah, this is a total about face to what we have had on this homestand and in the first month and a half of the season. Victorino pops it up. This could be an adventure toward left center field. McLeod coming on, and he makes the sliding grab, knees first. There's one away.
Yeah, an adventure, as you said, Tom. As soon as the ball goes up in the air, it's like this here yesterday. There's no such thing as routine, and he must be a golfer. Does a nice job replacing his divots. Here he goes right there, knees first, and then the spikes hit, tears the turf up. There's nothing pretty about this, but he was in full panic mode at this point. Good play. And he's a little goofy anyway, McLeod. You see him laying there looking up at his teammates like, where were you?
I think he thought when that ball went up that his shortstop Omar Infante might be there to make the catch, but Infante, I think he thought it was going to be hit deeper.
Well, when it's blowing in like this, and these guys had batting practice today, there's no excuse not to know it's going to blow it back towards the infield when it goes to the left side of the diamond.
Here's Placido Polanco. He's had a good good series against the Braves. He is 5 for 9 against them. And yesterday did something that he hadn't done all year. Played second base for the Phils.
And batted third.
Chase Utley was given most of yesterday off. Polanco fit in like a glove over at second base.
He looked like he played a few games there.
Maybe won a Gold Glove or 2 there.
Yeah, he was all right.
There's Pete Buchanan, who was managing yesterday for Charlie Manuel. Pete had a great line before the game yesterday when he was giving out the lineup. He said, I always thought that Chase Utley guy was overrated. I'm going to sit him.
I'm going to sit him. Yeah. There's Utley, got the day off yesterday and back in the lineup today. He and Charlie, of course, had decided that before the game and then went through with it. Utley doesn't like it when he has to sit, but yesterday was a day that they wanted him to just take the day off. Unfortunately for him, he did get one at bat. Billy Wagner's throwing about 100 miles an hour in the shade, in the shadows yesterday, and that wasn't fun, I'm sure. Pinch hit against a guy like that time of the day.
1-2 the count to Polanco. Just underway here in the bottom of the first. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. See, Polanco's wearing using those pink the pink bats that we talked about. In fact, more guys seem to be using them today than is normally the case.
Utley has one.
And a line drive off the glove of Infante, and it rolls into left center field. And Polanco is going to be aboard with his 6th hit of the series.
Give him a hit, but that ball should have been caught. It looked like it fooled Infante, and he jumped too soon.
During the 2010 season, Turkey Hill will contribute $100 for each Phillies victory and 5 cents for each carton of Phillies Grand Slam ice cream, sold to support the Phillies youth baseball and softball programs.
See right here, he jumped too soon. That ball definitely should have been caught, but you know, home like that, nice to give him a hit.
So Chase's numbers this homestand hitting .345 over the first 9 games. overall. That's lifted his average to 299. Chase is first in the league in walks, second in runs scored, and he's fourth in on-base percentage. Two and 0 the count.
See Kawakami throwing sinkers up there, trying to get a double play. Get Chase to hit a ground ball. He's hit well against the National League East. Phillies have played quite a few games against their division, holding their own early in the season. It's so important that you play well against your own division because you play so many games against them.
Charlie is 3-2 against Bobby Cox so far, and it's now 3-0.
Charlie was the proud father of the bride yesterday. His daughter Julie got married. We talked a lot about it this morning, what it was like for him, and he really enjoyed the day. He doesn't like missing a game. You see Ryan Howard there on deck. He doesn't like missing a game. It's not in his makeup, not his DNA. But he was very proud yesterday, he said.
Chase got the green light, and he hits it foul, and it's 3-1. Chase so far in the series has 2 hits and 3 at-bats. Facing Kawakami, who has had spurts this year, as Wheels mentioned, of just wildness. He'll be cruising along. He had one game against the Mets where he retired 9 of the first 10, and then all of a sudden just couldn't find the plate. And a line drive base hit toward right field. That one's going to roll to the wall. Polanco's on his way to third. Cabrera's slow to get to it, but Polanco is held up at third. It's a double for Utley. And the Phils have runners on second and third with one man down.
Just keep throwing fastballs and finally elevated that sinker. Cabrera couldn't cut it off, but then it hit the concrete out there at the base of those scoreboards, and it came right back to him. So they had to hold him. There's that little, look at that quick swing, how short it is, and it jumps. It hooked a little bit. So now watch it when it hits the base of the wall. Right there, it comes back to Cabrera. He gets it in quickly, so Sam Perlazo has to hold Polanco at third.
And runners on second and third. They're going to walk Ryan Howard intentionally. So the bases will be loaded for Jason Worth. Bobby Cox thinking, all right, I got Ryan Howard, who has killed us over the years, and a right-hander on the mound. I'm going to put him on and get a force of any base and bring the right-handed hitting Jason Worth to the plate. Worth only has 3 at-bats against Kawakami. The Phillies as a team haven't seen him that much. And we've seen Bobby do this over the years, particularly with Ryan Howard.
Well, Ryan Howard's really hurt them, Tom, as you said. You know, he's hurt them not only but he's hurt them a lot with home runs. So at this point, nothing is a demoralizer more than a 3-run home run right out of the chute in the first inning on getaway down.
Well, and Ryan's hitting .341 against righties this year. Struggled against lefties, of course, but .341 against righties. Well, Jason Worth has been the hottest hitter for the Phillies during this homestand. Look at that, a .424 batting average with 10 runs batted in 9 games. And he has got some ducks on the pond here in the bottom of the first. No score, each team with 2 hits, but the Phils with a big threat going. And the first pitch, a bell high fastball for a strike. It's 0-1. Jason at .349. That's 4th best in the league. Among the league leaders in a number of categories, including doubles. He leads the way with 16 already. And the 0-1 pitch to him. Hit him. And that's going to force in a run. Another RBI for Jason Worth. Polanco's going to score. And the Phillies lead it 1-0.
Well, that was one of the things we put in the scouting report today about Kawakami, that reports about his control, that he can really struggle. And right there, your manager intentionally walks a guy, which is a good move. Now he's trying to get a fastball in on him and hits him right in the 2.
Well, that RBI, it hurt, but it's his 25th of the year. And he now takes the team lead from Shane Victorino in that category. Here's Ibanez. Raul's hit in 3 straight, 9 of 10. And he takes one at the knees for a strike. It's 0-1. Good homestand for Ibanez. It includes his first home run here in Philadelphia this season. And he is slowly but surely finding his way out of a first-month slump. And he flares that one toward right. Cabrera coming on, makes the catch. Tagging from third is Utley. I don't think Cabrera realized it. He slides home safely, and the Phillies lead it 2-0.
They think Utley left third too soon, and they're going to appeal it, and they do immediately, and it ruled safe. Yeah, that Utley did a great job of going back and recognizing what you should do there, and that's tag up. Because if it drops, you walk home anyway. And then if you tag up, then you have a chance to steal a run, and he did.
The top of Ibanez's bat went out to the infield grass. Bobby Cox still thinks Utley left early.
Oh, they were screaming down there on their bench. The whole bench was waving at third base to go appeal. They didn't even wait for the ball to come in. You do the old stretch, step off. They went right over there with it, and the third base umpire, James Hoy, said safe right away.
So 2-0 Phillies. Here's Ruiz, the league leader in on-base percentage at .458.
I think they felt there's no way he could have gotten back and tagged up that quickly, but he does. He tags up, and that's fine.
Yeah, Cabrera just made a poor decision not setting himself and throwing right away.
Got to at least throw home there, because Utley was going to go anyway. And if you throw home in the vicinity, maybe you get him. Doesn't do you any good to walk the ball back to the infield. You remember the Phillies, excuse me, Tom, you remember the Phillies had a play like that a few weeks ago where Jason Worth got hung up. But when the ball's hit like that, it's hard sometimes because it happens so fast. You got to go back and tag up right away. If it drops, you walk home.
Carlos Ruiz so far this year has walked 20 times. And you see what his numbers are with runners in scoring position. What's amazing is where they were at the beginning. 1 for 14 to start the year, 6 for 9 at his last 9 ABs. And Charlie gives him the green light, and he jerks it foul.
Charlie's in a good mood today. That's 2 guys got it.
Well, the first guy you're not as surprised about. That was Chase Utley.
You know, in this case, you can understand it because there's 2 outs in the inning, the 8-hole hitters on deck. So he's thinking maybe my guy can catch a little lightning in a bottle here. 3-0 and do some damage.
Oh, he's got 2 runners aboard here at the bottom of the first. 2-0 Phillies. And there's ball 4. 21st walk of the year for Ruiz. And the 8th man to bat in this inning is Wilson Valdez.
He threw a breaking ball there, 3-1. Kind of just pitched around him in that spot. Decided to take his chance with Valdez.
Well, Roger McDowell out to the mound to talk to Kawakami. Last year, Kawakami came onto the scene and won 7 games for the Braves. Had an ERA of 3.86. He struggled in April, but then really pitched well after the month of April. Now, this is a seasoned pitcher over in Japan. He won 112 games, lost 72 while pitching in Japan. Well, he is now facing Wilson Valdez with the bases loaded in the bottom of the first. Phillies lead it 2-0.
Well, this will be a big spot to get 2 more right here. Like I say, on getaway day in the first inning, you come out the Braves, they don't score, they get a leadoff double and don't score, and then you hit them with a little inning at the top of the first inning. That can be demoralizing.
Valdez rolls over on it towards shortstop. Infante has it, and he just gets his throw to second in time to get Ruiz, and the inning is over. Kawakami probably counting his blessings that he didn't give up more. Phillies scored 2 in the first. We go to the second. 2-0 Phils. into the dugout and went over to Chino Katahia, who is the bench coach for the Braves, and was talking to him about the play in which Chase Utley scored at third. It's a big play because instead of 1-0 and possibly an out recorded at the plate, it's 2-0 Phillies as we go to the second. And Brian McCann leads things off.
Yeah, he gave him a shot at a big inning, too. Or helped give him a shot at a big inning. They didn't get one, but they had a chance.
McCann 1 for 2 in yesterday's game. He didn't play Friday night. He's having trouble with his eyes again, and night games are more of an issue than day games, and he's waiting for his new glasses to arrive. Once they do, then he will be able to play night games, but day games don't bother him. That's going to bother him because Wilson Valdez makes a nice play on a sinking line drive for the first out.
What do you think how that first inning went for the Braves? The line drive should have been caught at short by Infante, and now Valdez makes a really nice play on that. So they did not play real well in the top of the first inning. I mean, in the bottom of the first inning did the Braves.
Oh, what a way. Here's Matt Diaz, who is a 177 hitter, and he takes a fastball for a strike. Diaz 7 for 25 in his career against Cole. 0 for 4 in the series so far. This guy thrived against left-handers last year. But this season, he is just 5 for 28 against lefties. That's how he hit his way into the lineup last year.
Well, this guy over the years, Matt Diaz, has really hurt the Phillies on balls to right and right center. Tremendous power the other way. And maybe he's gotten out of that a little bit because they're playing him towards left center. Maybe the spray charts now say that he's pulling the ball more. He was a much, you see how Victorino's over in that area as opposed, they used to play him more here. And, you know, that might be one of the reasons why he's struggling a little bit.
It's that one toward right field. Pretty deep. The wind's got a hold of it. Worth backpedaling, makes the grab a few steps from the wall. 2 away.
As if on cue he hits the ball the other way. But that was just a pop-up. And yet it went to the wall. That gives you an idea how the wind's going to help the ball out there.
Now the Toyota Major League scoreboard. The Giants lead the Mets 2-0. That game's at the top of the third up at Citi Field. Tim Lincecum on the hill for the Giants. Oliver Perez pitching for the Mets, and the Phillies begin play today just a game ahead of the Mets for first place in the National League East. And Brandon Hicks takes a changeup for a strike, and it's 0-1. I should say curveball. Hicks playing in place of Chipper Jones over at third. 2 for 12 so far this year. I should say Brooks Conrad. There is Chipper Jones.
And Conrad's a switch hitter, just like the guy he's replacing.
And he's down on strikes, and the inning is over. 1, 2, 3 go the Braves here in the second strikeout for Hamels. We played 1.5. It's the Phils 2 and the Braves nothing. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there taking in today's Phillies game. A number of them have made their way to the ballpark for a sold-out crowd. And speaking of moms who have made their way to the ballpark, Deb Pearson, who is Chad Durbin's mom, has made her way here to Philadelphia. We're sorry about the weather. It's probably warmer in Baton Rouge.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, it's nice to see you. Have you enjoyed your weekend here in Philly?
Oh, it's been great. Wonderful.
Now, the Phillies, each and every year, they hold a contest where one player gets to bring his mom to the ballpark on Mother's Day. And there's ceremonies before the ball game. And Chad was the lucky winner this year. Were you excited when you heard that you were coming in?
I was real surprised.
Yeah.
What an honor.
Well, there is Chad, who has really been a big part of this Phillies team these last few years. And, he's talked over the last couple of days, Ms. Pearson, about your impact on him and how you always told him, all right, well, sports comes second. It's the academics that are the most important thing that you have to work on.
It is. It is. If your brain isn't working, it's kind of hard to play.
Yeah, I would agree. We try to tell Wheels that all the time.
Hey, Chad, as you and Tom said it too, he is one of the. He's a great guy.
He is a lot of fun.
Yeah, he's one of the guys we enjoy being around too.
Yeah.
And, you know, he's in a business. He's doing a lot to try and help young people prepare for college or play sports,
yes,
isn't he?
We showcase you. He is. It's one. I'm very proud of that because I told him to pay it forward. You know, this is really privileged kind of job, and do something with it. I want him to go to school and whatever. It's wonderful, but pay it forward.
Yeah.
What else are you going to do with all that money, huh?
Shane Victorino leads it off here in the second, and Victorino is down in the count, no balls and 2 strikes.
Guess he picked a good time to come to the Phillies, huh? Last couple of years, been fun.
Golly, yeah. Who would have thought?
Well, I would have to imagine that for all the parents have gotten a chance to see their kids play, when you see them celebrating World Championship, I mean, getting to the big leagues is one of the ultimates to watch, but just to see him celebrate that championship must have been great.
That's real. That's real. And I have to say, when I'm really down in the dumps, I go watch the video of Chris behind here. I do. I'll watch it over and over again because it's just, it makes me giggle.
The man can dance. Can that man not?
Oh, it's just so much fun to watch that.
Well, you know, Chad's been one of those guys since that happened that likes to talk to me about that, likes to imitate it.
We all do.
Say, do it again, and I say, I don't know what happened, to be honest with you, so it's hard to do again.
Victorino flares one into shallow left, and the catch is made by Infante. So 2 away here in the second inning. Well, prior to the game today, we mentioned that the Phillies honored Deb Pearson, and there's Chad bringing some flowers out to Deb, and it must have been pretty neat to just see this crowd and see everybody all filled up here.
Yeah, it's overwhelming. That's a big stadium. Oh, I love my Philly fanatic.
Well, he's always involved in these kind of celebrations. So here's Placido Polanco.
We have a feeling Phoebe will be here today, Deb. That's his.
We did hear rumors about that.
And Phoebe and the fanatic are very close, and they're fun to watch interact.
That's fun. I'll be looking forward to that.
Yeah. Polanco, his first time up, singled and scored. And was part of the 2-run first inning for the Phillies as Kawakami goes into the wind. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. We were saying before that not only do we love talking to Chad, but you also now have a chance to see Cade, his son, grow up. What's it like being a grandma?
It's awesome. Just awesome. What a neat little kid. And it's fun to watch your kids parent.
Yeah.
And they're very, very good parents. Him and Crystal are amazing parents.
Now, can you see some of the same tendencies that you saw in Chad as a kid?
Oh, yeah. Very, very smart little kid. Again, takes after his dad.
Did Chad want to be a professional athlete?
Ever since I can remember, yep.
Baseball player?
Baseball. Basketball just wasn't tall enough.
That happens to everybody eventually.
Yeah, but he did play well. Well, he did. He did play well.
And he's a good athlete. Every once in a while, you see him get a chance to hit, and you can tell he likes to swing the bat.
Well, he was a good bat in high school. Slept with a glove over his face. I used to worry about that.
Oh, really?
I was like, he's going to smother. He did. He did. And tried to get to the baseball field near our home, which he was very little. And across the street, I was having a fit, and I finally just gave up and said, I'm going to teach him how to cross the street because there was baseball going on over there.
Well, and you had to be a big fan, I would think, too, of all the sports that he played just because he was involved so much.
Yes, he learned that.
Yeah.
There's something every night.
Polanco lines one to deep left field. It's high enough. It's gone. Solo home run from Placido Polanco, his 5th of the year, and the Phillies lead it 3-0. And Jeff Ashman of Temple, PA, you've just won $100. Compliments of Placido Polanco and the McDonald's home run jackpot. I wasn't sure if that ball was going to be high enough.
Well, he's been falling behind a lot of hitters, and he throws a running-in fastball right there to Polanco. We talked about Polanco. When he's not in one of those situations where he's trying to work the ball the other way, get a runner over, he can turn on balls and hit them out of the ballpark. He's strong.
Oh, 2 outs, and here's Chase Utley. The Phillies leading at 3-0. Chase takes one a little low. We're talking to Deb Pearson, who's Chad Durbin's mom, up here in the booth on Mother's Day, and Deb was honored before the ball game. A great bouquet of flowers that Chad presented to her. What is it like, or what was it like when you saw Chad become a major leaguer for the first time? Do you remember that day?
In Detroit, when he first played?
Yep.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I had my friends there and family, and I sat in there. I just cried when he was done. I just cried. It's like, it really happened. It really happened. He is confident. He's confident. He's happy. It was just a joy. We were living in Indiana, so we were able to just drive over there, and that was very much fun. A thrill.
Well, there's so many roller coaster rides that you go on as a parent when you have a son who's an athlete or a daughter who's an athlete. I mean, you kind of have success when they have success and feel the failure when they have the failure.
Yes, it's just so much more public. You know, I might have a couple of bad days or this or that with my job, but it's not like they have to put up with.
Chase Utley sends one in the air to center field. Moving back is McLeod to the warning track. He leaps and he makes the catch. A nice play by a Gold Glover, Nate McLeod, out in center field. Deb, happy Mother's Day. We appreciate you coming up to the booth with us. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Glad to have you.
Thanks a lot.
Deb Pearson, Chad Durbin's mom, joining us here in the booth. She got a chance to see Placido Polanco's solo home run. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. Subject line. The question is, who was the famous mother who played pro baseball that inspired the 1992 Penny Marshall movie League of Their Own? The answer will be revealed in the 7th inning. Wheels is nodding his head in approval. I think he may have the answer.
I can't think of her name, but I think I know who her son is.
Maybe her son is named after her.
Well, I'm going to throw that back at you later, and then you'll handle that.
Nate McLeod leads it off here at the top of the third. 3-0 Phillies.
If I can think of his name right now, I'll get it.
McLeod hitting just 183, couple home runs, 5 RBIs. And McLeod is hit by a pitch.
He didn't mean to do that.
Nope. That ball just got away. Carlos Ruiz's reaction alone will tell you that he didn't mean to do that. Even
no, not with a 2-0 lead. You know, in the bottom of the order, because 3-0. I mean, because at the bottom of the order, you're trying to get after guys and get the bottom of the order out, especially in this league with a pitcher hitting. And you see it nail McLeod in a ribcage area.
Now McLeod is aboard. Kenshin Kawakami, the batter. He's showing bunt. Pulls the bat back and takes the pitch for a ball. 1-0.
Phillies have had a batter hit today and one come close to another. You know, Kawakami's all over the place, and he has been this year.
And you kind of recognize that as, as a team. That one's bunted back towards second. It's bunted hard enough that they've got one at second and they've got 2 at first. Nice play all the way around. 1-6-3. 2 outs here in the third.
Great job by Hamels. The way he jumped on that and gave Valdez a perfect throw so he could get something on the relay. Normally when you get this throw, they're taking the throw in front of the bag. In this case, he's able to take it behind the bag because it happened so fast, and then he gets his legs into the throw. Watch right now how he can now get his legs into the throw. See, he's behind the bag, and he doesn't have to throw all upper body the way you normally do on that play, because they have to take the throw in front of the bag because they're thinking more force out than anything. Just make sure you're in contact.
2 outs here in the top of the third, and back to the top of the order for Omar Infante. And Infante on the hands, a looper toward right. Jason Worth is not going to get there, and it drops in for the second hit of the day for Infante. Hey, not only is tonight's Legend of the Seeker all new, but it's also your chance to win a Sony HD TV and a Casio digital camera. Just look for the secret word during the show in the Legend of the Seeker sweepstakes. That's tonight at 8 right here on MyPHL 17. 2 away. Here's Martin Prado. He struck out his first time up.
Now, the Braves may get something in this inning, but you see part of the problems they're having right now. They get a leadoff double, don't score. They have a man on first base, the 8-hole hitter. The pitcher can't bunt him over. Next guy gets a hit that would have scored him or had a heck of a chance to score it. You don't know with Worth out there.
That's just the way they're going right now. The Braves 13-17 coming into this ball game, 5 games back in the East, and there are surprises on the tops of divisions, but I think they're one of the biggest surprises at the bottom of the division.
Thought they would be right there at this point, and they still may be. Last year they got very hot at the end of the year. Almost, they were right after the Phillies.
There's a base hit for Prado to the left, so back-to-back hits for the Braves. And 2 on for Melky Cabrera. So Hamels has given up 4 hits so far. And Cabrera, who hit one sharply to third his first time out, will dig in.
Playing a lot of these right-handed hitters on the line to pull. There's McLeod, who got hit by the pitch to begin the game or begin the inning. So whether or not they're figuring Hamels pitching inside or they're going to pull, see how close Polanco is to the line. It's almost like a late inning guarding the line defense. What that does, Tom, of course, is leave them a lot of room to hit a little hippity-hop ground ball through. But they're more concerned that these guys are going to pull the ball and they want to take extra base hits away.
Well, they had him play perfectly his first time up. The ball was hit right at Polanco. And a chopper back to the mound, gloved nicely by Hamels. Clean throw to first, and the inning is over. No runs, 2 hits, 2 men left. Middle of the third. The big man is scheduled to lead things off. Older to play, please play responsibly. And by Bud Light, the sure sign of a good time. Here we go. Well, we go now to the bottom of the third. Cool day, but they're still probably going down pretty easy. Ryan Howard leads things off against Kenshin Kawakami. And they've got three infielders on the right side of the diamond, which is a normal setup against Ryan Howard. And this is a prime opportunity for Ryan against a guy like Kenshin Kawakami.
Ryan needs to get back to swinging the bat again, where, you know, every swing's not a home run swing. And early in the season, if you remember, he was hitting balls all over the place, good contact, home runs will come. He can't help but hit home runs when he's making solid contact. But when he starts swinging real hard at stuff, that's when he gets in a little bit of a funk.
He's ahead 2 balls and 1 strike. There is a drastic difference between his left-handed average and his right-handed average. And, you know, he has hit the Braves, though. We said it before. That's one of the reasons why they walked him intentionally.
Yeah, they're trying to stay out of a big inning in the first, and they did.
That one is in the air to left field. Towering shot. Diaz battling the wind. He stammered a little bit and makes the catch.
That ball pretty well. That's got a chance to do some damage in the summertime.
So 1 away here in the third. Hey, the Chicago Cubs will be here in Philadelphia Wednesday, May 19th at 7:05. 2-game series. The second game is a Citizens Bank Business Person Special. A Modell Sporting Goods senior stroll the bases. Get your tickets now by logging on to Phillies.com. A reminder, limited ticket availability for both of those ball games. Cubs are trailing the Reds right now 2-0. That game is in the 6th. Mike Leake against Ryan Dempster for Chicago. Jason Worth had an RBI after he was hit by a pitch his first time up. And he hits one in the air to left field. Towering shot up into the wind. No matter. Gone! Solo home run for Jason Worth. 7th of the year. And the Phillies now lead it 4-0.
Oh, man. That thing's going to go towards the upper deck in the summertime. We're just talking about Ryan Howard's ball and how it got knocked down by the wind. Did you shave for Bob? Man, this thing is so high. Another fastball tailed right back in the middle of the plate. And it's so high that you think that's got to be out, but you don't know. And as hard as he hit that time, and you know that, as you call it, it's a home run off the bat. What was that in, about 4 rows?
4 rows.
That's all.
In fact, Diaz spun around, and that is the 100th career home run for Jason Worth. So congratulations to him. And many more to come. 1-1 the count to Ibanez.
Kawakami threw identical fastballs. I guess they're supposed to be sinkers to both Polanco and Worth. They started away, ran right back over the middle of the plate, and they crushed them.
That's a strike, and it's 1-2 to Ibanez.
Pink bats have some long balls in them today.
Sure do. Home run for Polanco, a home run for Jason Worth. Those pink bats were the idea of John Hillerick, who is the president and CEO of Louisville Slugger. Back in 2006, there were some hockey players that used some pink sticks during a season, and he got the idea that Major League Baseball could do the same thing. Use those pink bats, and then after the game, auction off those bats to raise money for the Susan G. Komen Breast Cancer Research Center. And it's really taken off. And Ibanez smokes one down the right field line. It's a fair ball. And it takes a kangaroo hop into the corner. Ibanez will pull up to second. He's there standing. It's a 1-out double. And the Phils continue to put the pressure on Kenshin Kawakami.
Well, he's not only wild, he's wild in the strike zone, and that's fatal to a major league pitcher. When you say wild in the strike zone, that means you're throwing pitches in the middle of the plate. There's Roger looking on McDowell. Not much he can do. He just hangs a hook here. Big old sweeping breaking ball, and you know, you couldn't have teed that up any better for Ibanez. And you know, he hit it so hard, it was hard to keep that thing fair, and he just barely did.
That'll bring Carlos Ruiz to the plate. He walked his first time up. Carlos takes the pitch outside. 1 ball and no strikes.
Nobody up in their bullpen. They used everybody out there yesterday. Now, you know, some guys didn't pitch a whole lot, but you can tell Bobby Cox does not want to go to the pen here in the 4th inning or 3rd inning. Swinging way over to right center for Carlos Ruiz. He has a huge gap in left center field.
See that gap Wheels was just talking about. And Carlos lays off, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. So the distribution of hits for Carlos now, they may be over that way because of the wind and the way that Kawakami is going to pitch him. But Carlos is more of a pull hitter than anything else.
You see what happened there. That was the norm for the game yesterday. Guys stepping out all the time. Pitchers stepping off the rubber because the wind was blowing that dirt around so much.
1-2 the count to Ruiz. He stays alive.
Here's Brian Schneider coming around to score, and Shane Victorino's hit yesterday. A little looper to left. And this is when Brian evidently hurt that Achilles. See, he was laboring a little bit there, it looked like, and he came out of the game after that, and they put him on the DL today and brought Paul Hoover back.
Yeah, Paul is in uniform today, jacket on in the dugout. He'll be around if the Phillies need him.
Yeah, it's not like it's an infielder like Castro. They've kept him on the roster. You have a catcher that's down like that, you got to replace him. You can't take a chance that something happens to your catcher and you don't have a backup. So, you know, Brian Schneider was coming over here and hoping he'd have a chance to play, and he has. He's going to have to sit for a while and get that ankle or that Achilles better.
And just to his right on that shot is Paul Hoover with his arms on top of the bench. Arrived from Lehigh Valley. He was off to a pretty good start for the Iron Pigs. And Ruiz flares one right side of the infield, and Prado makes the catch. 2 away. Well, it's time now for our thirst inning. Today's thirst inning is brought to you by Budweiser, the official beer of the thirst inning. It's still a cool day, but it just makes that Budweiser even cooler going down.
Especially at that age, you throw them back.
Kind of warms you up inside.
Yeah.
Here's Wilson Valdez, who bounced into an inning-ending fielder's choice in the first. And he takes a fastball for strike 1. Charlie had hoped that Juan Castro would be available today. But he said even on Friday that it would be a couple of days before he would get him back into the lineup. And it looks like it's the earliest will be tomorrow. He's available to hit, but he really can't run.
Watching him romp around down there as opposed to this booth. Can't wait to see Phoebe. She has to be here.
I would have to imagine Phoebe will be here today. Oh, the outside corner. That's a tough pitch for Valdez, and it's a called strike 3. So the inning is over. Jason Worth, career home run number 100. It was a towering shot into the seats in left field. It's given the Phillies a 4-0 lead as we go to the 4th. Mother's Day to all the moms out there. Hope you're enjoying your day, not only here at the ballpark, but also around the Delaware Valley. And speaking of games here at the ballpark, Tuesday, June 22nd at 7:05 is the first of three between the Phils and the Cleveland Indians. You can get your tickets now by logging on to Phillies.com. It's kind of neat to see some of those American League teams that you don't often get a chance to see. The Phillies see the Yankees and the Blue Jays and the Orioles an awful lot, but not the teams from the Central. Troy Glaus leads it off here in the top of the fourth, and he's quickly ahead 2-0. And the Phillies interleague schedule this year includes the Red Sox in a home and home at the Yankees, but here the Twins and the Cleveland Indians will visit from the Central. They're also in Toronto on the 25th of June. In fact, the Minnesota Twins received good news today. Joe Mauer back in the starting lineup for the Twins. And it's 3-0 to Glaus. Gary Matthews joins us here in the fourth. And Phillies offense has given Cole Hamels a little bit of a cushion to work with here, Sarge.
Yeah, should be able to relax now, throw some strikes. As he walks toward Glaus.
Well, he'll eventually be able to throw some strikes, Sarge. He just couldn't find the strike zone there. 4-pitch walk to Glaus. And it'll bring Brian McCann to the plate. McCann lined to short his first time up, so he's 0 for 1. And 1 for 3 in the series. It's 5 straight now to the strike zone, and Hamels is thinking that those last couple of pitches were pretty close.
Yeah, thinking the high strike is pretty close to being a strike. Just kind of step off, gather himself, and get back, hit his spots. Quickest way for Atlanta to get back in the game is through walks.
And there's a strike from Cole at 91 miles an hour. 2-1 the count.
McCann taking all the way, forcing Hamels to throw a strike.
He doesn't often get into ruts like this, where he's thrown 7 of 8 out of the strike zone. Even when Cole struggles, it's not with the free passes. It's normally just, getting hit.
Yeah, that was a changeup that he threw right in the dirt on McCann.
Now there's ball 4. So he's walked the last 2 hitters, and now the Braves have something going in the fourth. Down 4-0. Phillies have had a couple home runs, one by Placido Blanco, the other one by Jason Worth. And, Sarge, Rich Doobie's going out to the mound right now. 4-0 lead. As you said, Cole can just relax here and throw strikes. But as you also said, he's got to kind of get back into the rhythm of it.
Yeah, especially with that lead that you have there. You don't want to give free passes. You want to make it where they hit to get back into the game, not giving them walks. And you end up getting a bloop single or a double here. You get into trouble. So needs a ground ball, double play, and get on out of here.
Well, he got the double play in the last inning on the bunt back to the mound. He made a very nice play to turn that double play, and then got the last out of the inning. And Sarge, I wanted to ask you too about the elements. I mean, you played in San Francisco for all those years. These are back-to-back days where the wind is really howling out there for the outfielders.
Yeah, the outfielders do not like the wind. Either do the infielders, for that matter. You like it where it's just still, where the ball that goes up is just going to come down as opposed to moving left or right with that wind blowing.
Here's Diaz, who takes a pitch low, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. Diaz flied out to right his first time up. It went to the warning track, so he's 0 for 1. Cole Hamels trying to deuce the double play here. And he fires a strike to even it up at 1-1.
Might have been an automatic take there. He was taking all the way, making sure that, again, Hamels throws a strike. That's what you want to do when the pitcher's not throwing the ball over the plate.
On the inside corner. That's a good pitch. tied him up, and he fouled it into the glove of Ruiz. Down on strikes for out number 1. Well, he just came back with some heat there to get the first outs.
You're right. Did tie him up on that fastball up and in. Looked like Diaz was trying to go the other way. So that ball came in on him, and it just tied him up. He looked around, hoping he had fouled that off, but right into the glove.
Well, with 1 out, Charlie Manuel now watches Cole will face Brooks Conrad. He got Conrad on strikes his first time up. He bends it back a little bit. That was the fastest fastball that Cole has thrown today. That one was at 93 miles an hour. His last time out, he was not only throwing in the mid-90s, but his location was outstanding.
He can throw up in the zone, but for the most part, wants to keep that ball down.
Here's Jesse Chavez loosening up for the Braves.
So you induce the ground balls on balls that are down in the zone. Here's that first at bat. That ball's a changeup after 2 strikes, expanding the zone. Hitters will do that.
Let's see if he does the same thing here.
Changeup.
He got a piece of it. That was up just a little bit.
But you like the movement, though, and you like the movement late or right near the plate. That's what has a tendency to fool the hitter.
In the air to left field. Ibanez going back to the warning track. The wind has brought it back, and he makes the catch. 2 away.
You're right. Good call on that. The wind knocked that ball down, and he had top spin on it. I mean, that ball's going to go out there and start to hook back down to the fielder.
Well, he could see himself out of this inning. He's already stranded 3 runners on base in the first 3. He's got 2 runners aboard here on back-to-back walks to begin the inning. Yeah, we talked about how the outfielders have to deal with the wind. If you're a pitcher, doesn't that change sometimes the way you go after a hitter?
Well, you know that a lot of times the wind can blow you off your position. Used to do that to Juan Marichal in San Francisco and Gaylord Perry, where they'd have to step off, regather themselves, and then throw.
But does it enable you to, I can give a little bit more here because the ball will come back, or do you worry about what Jason Worth has done and what Placido Polanco has done, hit the ball right through the winds?
Well, you just want to hit the ball hard. If you hit line drives, it'll get out of most ballparks. And Jason's so strong.
Swing and a miss by McLeod. It's 1-1. So if you're a pitcher, though, you're not thinking about, well, the wind's coming in, I can give a little bit more on a day, or do you?
If the wind is blowing in, they'd like to keep that ball in the middle of the field. So therefore, 2-2 or in hitting counts, they'll tell you, here's a fastball, hit it.
On the Toyota Major League scoreboard, the Giants lead the Mets 4-0. Alvaro Perez has walked 7 so far. It's his 9th career game where he's walked 7 or more. Inside corner at the knees. 2-2 to McLeod.
Jesse breaking ball. Got a fastball. Well, that's what happens when you guess breaking ball. Pretty difficult to adjust on a fastball, and especially a good one.
Hamels ready, the 2-2. Down and away, 3-2. The runners will be off with this pitch with 2 outs here in the top of the 4th inning. Cole has thrown a lot of pitches in this inning, but he has a chance to get out of it if he can get McLeod. And even if he doesn't get McLeod, the pitcher spot is due up next. Now, Bobby Cox has had Chavez loosening up in the pen. He may go to a pinch hitter if Hamels loses McLeod. The runners go. Swing and a miss. He got him. Fastball at 94. It's the 4th strikeout of the day for Cole Hamels, and he strands 2 more. No runs, no hits, 2 men left. Through 4, Hamels has stranded 5. Decided that today's promo would be Mocher and IB Mother's Appreciation Day, and they gave out scarves to all the ladies who came to the ballpark. I'm not sure if they envisioned this kind of a day here in the 2nd week of May, but it is cool, it is windy, and those scarves are coming in handy. Cole Hamels leads it off, a half-hearted swing. He was trying to bail out of the way, and the throw nearly pulled Gloss off the bag. As Diaz said that Gloss kept his foot on the bag. He made a nice play for the first out.
Now just a swinging bunt. Didn't get out of the box there very hard, and he's just trotting there and seeing whether or not he keeps it on. And
it looked like he kept his foot on. That's a tough play.
Yeah, he did. He ended up catching it and then coming off late. Nose pointing, and that was after the fact.
Oh, what a way. Here's Victorino 0 for 2. And Shane showing bunt, takes the pitch for a strike. He's 1 for 11 in the series.
That's why I like the pitchers going up and taking a pitch, that first pitch, just so that your regular players don't have to do that if they don't want.
Sarge, we mentioned before that Kawakami, he's been wild this year, and he's been wild even today. You know, he hit Jason Worth earlier. He's moved a couple of feet like he's done here with Shane Victorino. He nearly hit Placido Polanco earlier, and Carlos Ruiz. He's thrown 73 pitches. This is the 74th, and it's swing and strike. You know, there are times where you think, man, this guy, he's trying to come in. He's trying to hit me. But on a day like this, you know, this guy's just wild.
No, and not only that, though, he's trying to make sure that that ball is in, and not leaving it over the heart of the plate.
Well, Victorino swings over that one. He's down on strikes, 2 away.
Another off-speed pitch.
But I think as a hitter, you probably get aggravated with a guy who's wild. But when you look at it and realize that this guy has a reputation of this season, it's
good changeup. But you know, though, if you know usually when a guy is going to hit you or there's a problem when you should get nailed. So there you don't, I mean, you're just going about your business. You don't look at it as anything other than that's part of the game. You recognize when a guy's wild, or you didn't like it when J.R. Richard hit you, but you knew that he was wild, not doing it on purpose.
Polanco skies one. Left field. Diaz coming running in. Still coming in. Makes the catch, and the inning is over. It's a 1-2-3 fourth inning for Kenshin Kawakami. It's his cleanest inning of the day. We go to the fifth, and the Phillies leading it by 4. Phillies post-game show right after the game on MyPHL 17. Well, here at the ballpark, the Phillies lead 4-0 as we go to the top of the fifth. All around the ballpark, they're celebrating Mother's Day. Talked to Deb Pearson, who's Chad Durbin's mom, earlier. And Deb was the recipient of the Phillies bringing in one player's mom each and every year. They draw the names, and Chad's mom. Chad was the lucky recipient this year. All around baseball, they are celebrating Mother's Day. And they do so in so many different ways. We've talked about the pink bats, and the pink wristbands, and the little logos that the players and the umpires are wearing on their jerseys, and the bases, which have the pink label commemorating the day, and all the money that's being raised for the Susan G. Komen Breast Cancer Research Center. Major League Baseball has done some wonderful work over the years in helping to fight breast cancer and breast cancer awareness. And the players, in their own way, have done a lot of special things. You know, those pink bats that we talked about that a lot of the players are using today. As Kawakami takes a pitch low, and it's 3-2. Father's Day, they'll wear the blue wristbands. You see the pink ribbons on the chest of the players as Kawakami draws a leadoff walk here in the fifth inning. It's the third walk in the last 2 innings by Cole.
Yeah, just aiming the ball a little bit, and Leaves off the mound, now trying to gather himself. Not happy about walking the pitcher.
Hey fans, if you've got a son or daughter interested in learning the game of baseball or even the game of softball, then the Phillies Baseball Academy could be for you. A trip to Citizens Bank Park, 15 great camp locations, 10 weeks to choose from. You can log on to PhilliesCamps.com or call 610-520-3400 for more information. Well, Cole throws the first one to Infante. Down and in, so it's 1-0. Cole had not walked anybody before the fourth. Then he walked two, and now he's walked the pitcher to start the fifth. And that one's in there for a strike. 1-1.
Sometimes you try and throw that strike to a pitcher and trying too hard, and you end up gripping it a little bit harder than you want, aiming the ball and not going where you want it to go.
That one's back toward the middle. It's the third hitter of the day for Infante. And the Braves have runners on first and second with nobody out here in the fifth. It's the same scenario they had in the fourth inning. They were unable to score, but now they've got the meat of their lineup due up. See Infante with his third 3-hit game of the year. He had been 0 for 7 in the series before today.
They're still looking for that ground ball if you can. Still make your quality pitches and get out of this mess that you're in for the second inning.
Up high, 1-0. Now Ruiz is going to go out to the mound and see if he can get Cole back in rhythm here. Problem is that not only are you throwing a lot more pitches, I mean, his pitch count was in a good spot before the fourth, but by falling behind the hitters, I mean, eventually, and Charlie knows this better than anybody, is that you're giving the hitters a sort of a silver platter to get themselves back on track.
You become right in those predictable counts where you're going to throw a particular pitch, hitter can sit right on it.
That one's over, and it's 1-1.
Well, just the opposite when you're throwing early strikes. So very important to get ahead of that hitter, and you can expand the zone.
Back toward the middle, under the glove of Hamels into center field. Kawakami's going to be held at third. Victorino was pretty deep in center, but Ryan Snitker, the third base coach for the Braves, didn't want to take any chances with the number 3 hitter due up. And the Braves have the bases loaded and nobody out here in the fifth inning.
Well, notice how all those balls are up in the zone that they're getting those hits on, even though they're ground balls headed right up the middle. You can see how deep Victorino is there in center field. Now he's coming in, and because it is a pitcher running, not going to run him in to those shin guards at home plate at that catcher way.
Oh, here's Cabrera, and a breaking ball drops in for strike one. Cabrera is 0 for 2. He's grounded out twice, once to third hard, and the other one a little tapper back to the mound, and Cole Hamels handled to finish off the third. Phillies will play the infield at double play depth, leading at 4-0. And a line drive off the glove of Utley, and it rolls into center field. Kawakami's going to score, and the Braves are on the board. I would think they'll score that a base hit, but we'll see.
The ball's hit awful hard, almost do or die. If he catches it, surely it's 2. It's Doobie going out on the mound now to try and settle Cole Hamels down.
Well, that's 4 straight batters that have reached for the Braves, and they've got to run. And they have scored a base hit and an RBI for Melky Cabrera.
That ball was just smoked. One hop spin on it. You can see Utley trying to go down to get that ball. Almost was able to catch it in the air. He hits that ground, and then it has a spin on it.
I think that's what Chase was trying to do too, Sarge. He was probably trying to catch that in the air if he could.
Well, it would have been, he would have had 2 either way. I think he was just trying to catch it. Once that hit the ground, it was An awful tough ball to try and catch, especially with the spinning of it. Needs to control the damage here, though.
72 pitches overall for Hamels. And still nobody out here in the 5th inning. It's 4-1 Phillies. And the bases are loaded. Again, the Phillies look to turn 2. Back with a pitch and an 82-mile-an-hour changeup for a strike, and it's 1-1. So he lost his numbers with the bases loaded, 4 grand slams, 83 runs batted in. On the inside corner, 92-mile-an-hour fastball, and it's 1-2.
Troy Glaus hitting the glove, hitting the bat rather, knowing that that's a pitch that he wants to swing at. When you're looking off speed, difficult to pull the trigger on a fastball. Struggling with his control here these last 2 innings. That ball looks like he tried to throw it a little bit too hard.
See the double plays that Glaus has bounced into this year. In the dirt, 3-2. I think Charlie's going to wait too much longer either. He's got Chad Durbin up and loosening the pen. Infante's at 3rd. At 2nd is Prado. Cabrera's at 1st. And the count is 3-2 with nobody out here in the top of the 5th inning. Phillies nursing now a 3-run lead. Durbin up loosening. First 3 innings, Cole did allow base runners. In fact, he stranded 3, but he didn't have the command issues that he's had these last 2 innings. The 3-2 pitch. Swing and a foul tip. Glaus stays alive, and it remains 3-2.
3-2 changeup he threw him. Ball had movement on the inside. What a great pitch, though, 3-2. See the pitch there as he fouls it straight back, so it tells you that he was right on the pitch.
Phillies starting staff during this month of May. In fact, the staff overall has been one of the best in Major League Baseball. In fact, over the last 5 games, the starters have an earned run average of 1.22. I mean, Jamie pitched that complete game shutout the other night. He's a big part of it. Ray Halladay, of course, is a big part of it. And Cole, in his last outing, allowed 1 run in 8+ innings. I mean, this has been a really good stretch for the staff. But Hamels in a tough spot here.
And Troy Glaus making him wait. Stepped out as he took his sign.
And he rolls it toward the hole, through and into left field, a base hit. 1 run will score. Rounding 3rd, heading for home is Cabrera, or Prado, I should say, and he scores sliding. He went right through the stop sign. Yes. And it's a 1-run game.
Boy, he sure did. Ran right through the stop sign, I guess knowing his own speed. No throw, though, by Ibanez trying to get him at home. Troy Glaus, too, hitting a good pitch. Ball almost on the ground. See how he goes right down as he goes in. Now watch out, Ibanez. His hands are up. No. Did everything almost other than just held him right there. Ibanez again not coming up with the throw home.
So now this 4-run lead is down to 1, and a tough hitter, and Brian McCann is up. McCann is 0 for 1. He lined out and he walked. That's now 8 hits for the Braves. And a breaking ball outside. 1 ball and 1 strike.
They have these innings, some of the pitchers, where they're not able to stop the bleeding, get that double play, get that ground ball for the double play or a strikeout.
2-1. Long inning for Cole. 25 pitches.
Pretty good pitch. See Cole kind of staring in like, where was that pitch?
I mentioned his command the first 3 innings. He stranded some runners, but he had good command. And now the last 2 innings, the splits are right down the middle. McCann whacks it foul, and it's 3-2. So still nobody out. Another 3-ball, 2-strike count. It's the 6th 3-ball count for Hamels this afternoon. Diaz waits on deck. The inside corner, caught, strike 3. McCann is down looking. There's out number 1.
Boy, what a big pitch and a big situation right there to throw that pitch 3-2.
That was a cutter, Sarge.
It was a cutter. See how the ball moved right back over the inside part of the plate.
Well, 5 strikeouts now for Cole. 1 out, and a double play can get him out of the inning. Opposite way, flag down by Howard. Bobbles it a couple of times. Now the race to the bag, and he gets there before Diaz. And Diaz goes spinning around to the ground. 2 away. That could have been a double play ball.
Well, you got to give credit, though, for Ryan Howard. That ball was just smoke. He couldn't find the handle of the ball there. It was hit so hard. If he catches it, he can get that double play and get over to first base. Now watch this as that ball smoked. 1 hop right there, and he catches it right on the tip of the glove and wasn't able to get the handle. Runs to the bag, and a little collision there. Smaller guy always takes the brunt of a collision. As he hits the ground again. Ryan trying to avoid him.
Well, the other thing, too, Sarge, if Ryan would have fielded that cleanly as Brooks Conrad, the batter, takes a pitch low, if he would have gotten the throw to second, I'm not sure if Cole would have been at first for the double play. I said it could have been a double play. It may have been a tougher double play than I thought.
Yeah, I thought maybe Ryan Howard had a chance after he threw it to get there.
Yep.
As opposed to, well, definitely Hamels.
Outside, 2-0. Conrad 0 for 2. He's got 2 runners in scoring position. Braves have scored 3 runs here in the 5th inning. Runners in scoring position. The Braves 4 for 12. They didn't even have anybody in scoring position on Friday night. Phillies 0 for 3. They've got 2 solo home runs, though. Their 4-0 lead is down to 1. It's 4-3. A 2-1 pitch. Way outside and high, 3-1. Nate McClouth on deck. Changeup. Swung on and missed. It's 3-2. Brooks Conrad, a young hitter.
He was out in front of that ball there, looking fastball, and way out in front of it. That's the pitch Cole Hamels says he can throw in his sleep, the changeup.
Well, he may get it again with the count 3-2. Runners lead off the pitch. Down low, ball 4. So the Braves have batted around in this inning. And the slack that Charlie Manuel has given Cole Hamels is kind of running thin, because with 2 outs and the bases loaded, the number 8 hitter, Nate McClouth, is due up. Now, he's handled McClouth in 1 of his 2 at-bats. He struck him out. But look at all those pitches that Cole threw in the 4th and here in the 5th.
Yeah, and this all started, though, walking the pitcher for the very first run. He's falling behind. Again, not feeling comfortable. He does with that changeup. He's been throwing that a lot more. Not able to spot that fastball where he needs to.
Got that cutter on the outside corner, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Bobby Cox's team has struggled to score runs over the last several weeks. Well, they've scored 3 here after scoring 4 yesterday to win that one. They trail this game by 1. At the knees, a changeup, 1-2. This guy discarded the fastball here his last few batters.
Well, that's a good pitch, though, on the outside part of the plate. But that's what you want to do. You got to go with the pitch that you feel comfortable with.
Aces loaded. Hamels has thrown 38 pitches in this inning so far. Here's number 39. And a chopper slowly hit to the right side. This should do the inning. Utley's got it, throws to first, and the inning is over. The Braves do bat around in the inning. They scored 3 runs. They strand the bases loaded. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Chase Utley scheduled to lead it off. Getting to the park. How about Friday, June 4th, when the Padres are in town? The Comcast Fanatic About Reading Night here at the ballpark. It's a wraparound series, which means it's going to finish up on Monday, the 7th at 7:05, a Hatfield Dollar Dog Night. You can order your tickets now by logging on to Phillies.com. Reminder that Friday, Saturday, and Sunday there is limited availability. So there are still seats, but they're starting to run out. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Cole Hamels had a problematic 5th inning. He walked 2, allowed 4 hits. His 4-0 lead has been whittled down to 1. But he still has the lead as 3, 4, and 5 due up against Kenshin Kawakami, who is probably surprised as anybody that he's still out there. But his 1, 2, 3, 4th inning has given himself a reprieve, and he is back out there to pitch the bottom of the 5th.
Well, he did stop the bleeding, however. Again, that's what you want your pitchers to do.
Chase today is 1 for 2. He doubled his first time up and scored, and then fly to center. Chase skies one to straightaway center. McLeod started back. Now he's coming in, and one away here in the 5th. So you got kind of opposite ends of the spectrum here. You've got Kawakami, who struggled through the first 3, but is now retired 6 in a row. And you got Cole Hamels, who really didn't struggle in the first 3. Did have base runners, but looked like he was in command, and now has struggled the last 2 innings. And you see their comparison. It's kind of a similar line, and Kawakami's numbers are, aside from the runs allowed, He's actually settled in.
Yeah, and you see what happens, though, when a pitcher loses his control. 9 walks between the guys.
Ryan Howard 0 for 1. He was walked intentionally in the first, then flied to left in the third. Inside corner, 1-2. On the Toyota Major League scoreboard, the Nationals have taken a 2-0 lead over the Marlins in the bottom of the 5th inning. Adam Dunn, 3 hits, a double, and RBI. The Nationals continue to play some good baseball.
They sure do.
And Howard is down on strikes, 2 away. That's 3 strikeouts in the last 3 innings for Kawakami.
Pitching Howard pretty tough. And that ball was away. Watch how he's away and he takes up off of that on the outside part of the plate. That's all set up now by the strike that he threw on the inside corner.
Well, 2 outs, and here's Worth, who homered his last time up. The 100th home run of his career. Jason was hit by a pitch back in the first. He has 2 RBIs today. Gives him a team-leading 26 RBIs. And he lines one, and it's caught by Brooks Conrad at third, and the inning is over. Jason Worth hit it hard, but Kenshin Kawakami's retired 8 straight. We go to the 6th. It's the Phillies 4, the Braves 3.
Oh, boy.
That just doesn't get old, does it?
It doesn't. Oh, boy.
Well, we go to the 6th inning. Chad Durbin is the new pitcher for the Phillies. Cole Hamels goes 5 innings, allows 8 hits and 3 runs, 4 walks, and 5 strikeouts. He hit 1 batter. So Durbin will pick up here, facing Kenshin Kawakami. Boy, if you asked in the 2nd inning which starting pitcher would be out by the 6th, it's the guy that's at the plate that I thought. See, Durbin, his 12th game, a 1.98 earned run average. a swing and a miss, and Kawakame's down on strikes, 1 away. So 1 out here in the 6th. And back to the top of the order for Omar Infante. Sarge, we've been talking since the beginning of the season about Major League Baseball's honorary Batgirl contest, which was going on throughout Major League Baseball parks around the country. And the winners have been announced, and the winner representing the Philadelphia Phillies is Cindy Gallagher. We want to wish Cindy our congratulations for being named the honorary Batgirl for the Philadelphia Phillies. We also want to commend her daughter for sending in the essay about Cindy, a great Phillies fan who battled breast cancer for the last handful of years. And the story was about her watching the Phillies win the 2008 World Championship and how tears developed in her eyes and how she talked about having something so exciting and so happy to watch after she was going through all of her battles. And you know, that 2008 World Series championship meant so much to so many people, and to read that essay and to see how much it meant to Cindy Gallagher and her recuperation from breast cancer, it was pretty impressive to see that kind of meaning.
Well, you know, a lot of fans, they look at the Phillies and take their vacations around them, and again, it's a big part of their lives. Coming back, looking at them everywhere you go in the city, they're talking about them.
Well, in the essay that was presented as part of the honorary Batgirl competition, Cindy's daughter wrote how the Phillies kept her mom going during her battle for against breast cancer. As Chad Durbin picks up another strikeout, so 2 away here in the 6th inning. So congratulations to Cindy and all of the honorary Batgirl winners around Major League Baseball. With 2 outs, here's Martin Prado. 2 for 3. Has struck out. He's singled twice. He has scored a run. And the first pitch to him. Outside. 1-0. Prado's numbers against Chad for his career. Now it's 3 balls and no strikes.
You still want to make them hit to get on. You got your 2 outs. Just now he's behind him and should be taken right here all the way.
This is a Braves team that today and for the last few days has been without the services of all of their players. Chipper Jones is out today with a sore groin. Jason Hayward, their Rookie of the Year candidate, has missed the last handful of games with an injury. You know, Escobar took batting practice today, but he's been on the disabled list. So those are 3 pieces that are missing from this Braves lineup. Now, even when they were in the lineup, they still struggled offensively.
Good point. Yeah.
But they just haven't been the same team that we saw so often during spring training.
Well, talked about Chipper. He needs his legs to be able to hit. All hitters need that.
Towards center field, Victorino sidesteps a little bit, makes the catch, and it's a 1-2-3 6th inning for Chad Durbin. That's a nice job by Chad to settle things down here at Citizens Bank Park. He gets the Braves in order. We go to the bottom of the 6th. for the second week of May, or in the second week of May. We've had such great weather here in Philadelphia and all around the circuit, including those 90-degree days in Washington, that when the Phillies decided to give out the scarf today, thanks to the folks from Motrin IB, Mother's Appreciation Day, even a week ago, I'm not sure if they envisioned that the temperatures would be cool enough to bring blankets and to have scarves and sweatshirts and winter coats available today.
Well, once again, the marketing right on time.
They must have looked at the Farmer's Almanac or something.
Yeah, they could have gone with a blanket too. That would have worked.
Still another sellout crowd, though. Raul Ibanez leads it off for the Phillies against Kenshin Kawakami. And the count, 1-1 to Raul, who is doubled. He's also driven in a run with a sac fly.
Yeah, you want to start to tack on a few runs, though. Don't want to stay close to this club. You start staying close, things happen.
Kawakami, the first 3 innings of this ball game, faced the Phillies lineup twice. Well, since that time, he has not gone through the Phillies lineup. And Ibanez rolls over on that pitch towards second. Prado throws him out, 1 away. And that's because he's retired 9 straight, as Donis Baez is up and loosening in the pen.
Phillies catcher Ruiz.
69 pitches those first 3 innings, and 20 pitches with 1 out here in the 6th, these last 2 1/3. That's a heck of a turnaround.
Well, it sure is. And throwing quality strikes. There's one. It's not as nibbling as much anymore, kind of going more at the hitters.
Carlos rips one into left field. That's a base hit. Ruiz has his first hit of the day, and he's aboard with a 1-out single.
Ruiz has been solid at the plate. He's had good balance for the most part. Staying on the fastball, making adjustments. He'll hit a breaking ball if you make them, but he's looking to get that fastball in the zone, and that's what he did. Whacked it right into left field.
Roger McDowell's going to head out to the mound and talk to Kenshin Kawakami. The Braves are going to get some bullpen action as Wilson Valdez has been announced. He's the number 8 batter. Oh, it's time now for our Coors Light Freeze Cam. That's right, Mother's Day here at the ballpark. And a lot of the moms were honored prior to the start of the ball game and just coming to the game today with their sons or daughters. That honors them enough. There's Deb Pearson, who we had on before, Jose Contreras with his mom and his wife. And even some folks who decided to spend some time here at the ballpark instead of some time with their mom.
It's awesome.
Some of the great shots. There's Phoebe and the Fanatic. Fanatic left Phoebe behind. Our Coors Light Freeze Cam. Sarge, I want to wish a happy Mother's Day to my mom, Helene, who's home watching right now. And my wife, Meg, who somehow gets the kids every which way that they need to go, and I'm not sure how she does it.
They all do a fabulous job.
I know Sandy's back home in Chicago, making sure that Paige is getting everywhere she needs to go.
Oh,
45,193 here at the ballpark. 58th consecutive sellout. Wilson Valdez 0 for 2. And a pitch low, 1 ball and no strikes. Phillies have Ross Glode in the on-deck circle. There's Ross. It's 1 ball and 1 strike to Valdez. Kawakami steps off before he throws over to first. I know he has another move where he doesn't step off, but the last couple of times when he's trying to keep Ruiz close, he stepped behind the rubber and then fired over. Valdez toward third, scooped up by Conrad. The second for one, and around the horn, 5-4-3 double play. And Wilson Valdez is going to be going off shaking his head. He's hit into a double play in every game in this series. No runs, one hit, nobody left. We go to the seventh. It's a one-run lead for the Phils. Phillies lead it by one as we begin the top of the seventh inning. Melky Cabrera is going to try to bunt his way on. Chad Durbin, like a cat off the mound, throws him out. One away here at the top of the seventh. He said that he was a good athlete, and he showed it right there.
Sure was. And what happened to this game? Since I left. Wow. Here's the game summary from Verizon Wireless. Phillies hit those couple of home runs. They had that 4-0 lead, and then all of a sudden Cole got a little bit wild, it looked like. And sure they'll talk about that later on, what happened. And, you know, then he got into that one of those weird innings where all of a sudden they started to get some runs. To his credit, he pitched out of it and got out of it with still had the lead, as you say. And Durbin's done the job since he's come on top.
Oh, he bends Troy Glossback with a breaking ball for a strike, and it's 0-1.
And Kawakami, that's another
totally
guy out
different
there.
Pitcher.
It's just amazing how it's such an example of baseball. And the other thing, in my opinion, was Bobby Cox didn't hit for him in the fifth inning with down by 4 runs. And I think it's because that bullpen was so overworked. Because a lot of times on the road, you're going to hit for a guy in the fifth inning when you're down by that much with a really good pitcher who was dominating you. He didn't hit for him, and doesn't Kawakami walk to start that inning? You figure it.
Well, and I wondered if Nate McLouth had gotten on. He was the 9th man to bat in that inning. He made the last out in that 5th. If he would have pinch hit at that point,
he may have, but you know, they had gotten to that point, and you know, that would have been an interesting decision. True.
And a swing and a miss, and Glosses down on strikes, 2 away. 5 in a row retired by Durbin. 3 strikeouts for Chad.
Well, Chad Durbin's thing he's done today is come in and throw strikes in good spots. Do a little cutter there, it looked like, and away from the bat. Got it away from the barrel and struck him out.
So 2 outs. Here's Brian McCann. McCann struck out in the 5th. That was a big strikeout for Cole because that was his first out in that inning, and this is a tough hitter to get.
Yeah, he was just struggling to get an out in that inning.
Swing and a miss, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. McCann lost the grip of that bat as he was coming through. Gotta be careful on that. Sometimes you hurt yourself when you do it that way.
It really hurts your hands or wrist.
McCann has always hit lefties well, but this year he has scuffled against them. But he's hit righties okay. 273 as you saw. And Durbin is ahead 1 ball and 2 strikes. Phillies trying to win this series and finish up the homestand with 7 wins in 10 games. The 1-2 pitch from Durbin. Swing and a miss and a breaking ball. Durbin comes in 2 innings and picks up 4 strikeouts. He faces 6 batters, retires all 6, and he steadies the ship. No runs, no hits, nobody left. Time to stretch here at Cincinnati.
Well, I don't know her name, but I'm pretty sure her son was Casey Candell, and she's not. Her name isn't Candell.
It is Candell.
It is.
Yes.
Okay, I got it.
What's her first name?
Helen.
Oh, there you go, Helen Candell. She was a center fielder. You can log back on to Phillies.com to find out if you're the winner of the Dodge Stump the Fans trivia quiz. League of Their Own star Gina Davis, Tom Hanks, Madonna, and Rosie O'Donnell.
That was a good movie.
That was a very good movie. In fact, John Lovitz was outstanding in that movie as the scout who went around the country trying to find the young ladies to play in the All-American Professional Baseball, the Girls Baseball League.
And they say that manager that Tom Hanks played was based on Jimmy Fox,
right? The great Jimmy Fox, who won 2 MVPs with the with the Philadelphia A's. Another one with the Boston Red Sox.
And played briefly for the Phillies.
Well, here we go. Bottom of the 7th inning, and Kenshin Kawakami is still in the game for the Braves.
The way it looked like it was going to happen early in this one.
It's amazing.
It is amazing. This is one of those where you go, baseball can be very, very strange, because this game looked like Cole Hamels was breezing, and it was going to be a quick hook today for Kawakami, and then it just turned around.
Said the other night when Jamie Moyer pitched that complete game shutout at the age of 47, the oldest player in baseball history to pitch a two-hit shutout, that you could be around this game every single day and see something for the first time. And You've seen this over and over again where a guy struggles early on and then settles in. Kawakami has done a really good job of settling in. Phillies lead it by 1, and they're dancing in the seats right now. Election time in between innings as God Bless America was performed here at the ballpark. Beautiful rendition.
Jimmy Fox, by the way, Tom, played for the Phillies in 1945.
Ross Gload leads things off, and he swings at the first pitch, and it's 0-1. Yeah, it's funny. Jimmy Fox had such a great career. I mean, hit 500 home runs, was a Hall of Famer, but everybody that talks about him, all the history books say, boy, the numbers could have been even a whole lot better.
A great double X. There's a wonderful picture, and I'm lucky enough to have it. I'm sure a lot of other people do, of Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig, and in the middle is Jimmy Fox. And it was taken at Shibe Park, Connie Mack Stadium later. And what a great picture that is of those three guys.
Load fouls that one off his foot, and it's 1-2. Well, if you think about it, you know, how good was Jimmy Fox? There have been 10 players in baseball history that have won 3 MVP awards. Well, he's one of them. You know, and the fact that he won it, you know, 2 times with the Philadelphia A's, once with the Red Sox. He won 3 by 1938. That's pretty impressive.
Great player, evidently. You know, people that saw him play rave about it. I was lucky enough to know Jimmy Dykes when Jimmy worked at the same radio station I was at WCAU back in the 60s. And Jimmy Dykes used to tell stories. And people talk about double X, about Fox, and oh, wow. It was really neat to hear those stories.
Load hits one in the air to left field. Diaz over to his left, makes the catch, 1 away. So Ross Gload is retired. And we've got 1 out here in the 7th. Well, these lucky fans are today's Citizens 7. They were to receive a prize pack courtesy of Citizens Bank. Citizens Bank with the most 7-day branches in the Philadelphia area. To find a branch near you, visit citizensbank.com.
That's just what happened to the Phillies yesterday. They didn't score early in that game, and then they just went dead offensively. And it's happened here today. Luckily, they scored early in this one.
Well, Victorino's 0 for 2. He has popped out twice, and he has struck out. I should say 0 for 3. And he takes the first pitch at the knees for a strike. It's 0-1.
You talk about a hang-in-there effort. This guy has done it today. Philly's going to go to Contreras in the 8th inning. And maybe Lidge in the 9th, the way it's going.
And Charlie did say last week when we talked to him in the middle of the week that Brad Lidge was going to be closing with Contreras setting up, and then he confirmed it to everybody at the start of the weekend. And he's basing that on what he saw in back-to-back performances by Brad. Looks like he's getting himself ready for what could possibly be a 1-run game in the 9th. 2-2 the count to Victorino. Swings over that pitch.
Watching Kawakami a little bit on the monitor, you know, as a way for those innings. It looked like he started to get the ball out of the middle of the plate.
Victorino pulls one down the right field line. Doesn't have enough. Gone! Solo home run for Shane Victorino. 7th of the year. And boy, did that one carry. And the Phils lead it by 2.
He is real quick inside left-handed. It's amazing. You know, Shane is a fastball hitter, obviously, like most guys are. But he's trying to throw fastballs into him, especially down and in. That one looked like it was about belt high. He really can spin on a fastball. Unbelievable quick bat left-handed. Look where that's supposed to be, where it wound up, and how quick his hands are on those fastballs. It was supposed to be in, and it ran over the middle of the plate, and he hit that hard.
25 RBIs now for Victorino, and Polanco hits one foul over the Phillies dugout into the Hall of Fame club.
And that's big right there, what Shane just did. It just break that momentum a little bit, which was starting to swing, had started to swing back towards Atlanta.
Shane now has 7 home runs and 25 runs batted in. He's on pace for a 100-run. I mean, it's only, we're still early in the year, but he's on pace for a 100-run, 100 RBI from the leadoff spot mostly,
right?
Which he'll shift down as the year goes on.
He'll be down in the spot where he can drive in more runs.
Long Polanco 2 for 3, another multi-hit game. He's got 3 straight multi-hit games. And he's lifted his average up to where his career average is. He is seeing the ball better. And it's funny, he said during the middle of the week, he was talking about his sore elbow, and he said, I think by the weekend I should be fine. And sure enough, once Friday kicked in, one multi-hit game after another, as Eric O'Flaherty's up and loosening again in the pen for the Braves.
Well, he got hit by Hansen in the first game of that. Is it the first game? Hudson.
Yep.
In that series in Atlanta. And it took a little while for him to get rid of that problem. And he was really cutting off his swing a lot. He can hit the ball out of the glove as well as anybody you'll ever see, too. There's Chad Durbin. You talk about a guy that helped turn the Mo back towards the Phillies. That guy right there. I guess Mom had something to do with it. We had his mom up here. She was great. And what an effort by Chad today.
His ERA, because of that outing today, is down to 1.72. And Polanco is down on strikes. 2 away.
Polanco, like all major league hitters, likes to hit fastballs. And he don't like that slow hook. Nobody does.
Well, speaking of the hook, this one has been slow to come, but it's here as Bobby Cox is wandering out to the mound. That's going to be it for Kenshin Kawakami. Kawakami allowed just 1 run since the 3rd. That was the home run by Shane Victorino. So his day is done. This call to the bullpen is brought to you by AT&T. It'll be Eric O'Flaherty, who's the new pitcher for the Braves. We'll tell you about him when we come back. Seven. Phillies lead it 5-3 thanks to a home run by Victorino. They've got a little bit of a breathing room as Eric O'Flaherty, a hard-throwing left-hander, is on in relief of Kawakami. See O'Flaherty's numbers. He's already worked in now 15 games. A 2-1 record, an earned run average of 2.19. Lefties are hitting just $150 against him. Chase is 1 for 3. And the count is no balls and 2 strikes as he takes a 92-mile-an-hour fastball at the knees. Kawakami is credited with 6 2/3, 7 hits and 5 runs. He walked 2, struck out 5, and allowed 3 home runs. Phillies have not hit any home runs against the Braves in the 3 games down at Turner Field, but the home run has really helped them along, particularly in today's ballgame.
Well, they hit a lot of home runs in the month of May, and quite a few here in this homestand.
1-2 pitch. In the air to right center field. Not that deep. Cabrera coming on. Battling the sun. Makes the catch. And the inning is over. So O'Flaherty gets the only batter he faces here in the 7th. The Phillies, though, get a run. And a home run by Shane Victorino. We go to the 8th with the Phillies up by 2. Hurry into your Toyota dealer today. By AT&T, rethink possible. And by Southwest Airlines. Go to southwest.com. Grab your bag. It's on. Well, the Phillies will be grabbing their bags after this ball game and heading on to Denver, where they'll take on the Rockies beginning tomorrow night. A 3-game series. An off day Thursday in Milwaukee. And then a 3-game set against the Brewers. Jose Contreras is the new pitcher for the Phillies as we start the top of the 8th inning. Take it over for Chad Durbin, who was outstanding today. 6 batters faced. He struck out 4. And Contreras in his 12th game, he's been good. 2-1, a 0.93 earned run average. Matt Diaz takes all the way and takes a pitch for a strike to start the 8th. Diaz is 0 for 3. 0 for 7 in the series. On the hands. Boy, that is a tough pitch. Just spinning loosely out toward Chase, and he takes care of Diaz. 1 away. Well, prior to the ball game today, Jose Contreras brought a bouquet of flowers out to his wife Isabella. That's who he's embracing there, and his mom, who's got a chance to watch him on this homestand for the first time ever in person. His wife, his mom Modesta, who we saw the other night, over from Cuba, finally came over from Cuba. What a feeling that must have been to see her for the first time since 2004 when he defected from Cuba.
I said, Jose, what is that verde thing, that green thing?
The Fanatic.
What is that? We don't have them in Cuba. What is that?
There's Brooks Conrad. 0-1 the count to Conrad. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike.
It'd be tough for Jose to explain the Fanatic in Spanish or English.
Particularly when he says that the Fanatic is from the Galapagos Islands. I'm sitting there thinking, huh?
What? That's a great scene. It's been so nice for Jose during this homestand, and he's pitched great.
Well, when he talked about his mom coming over and the fact that he had not seen her at all since he defected from Cuba, you think about Jose and Donis Baez, guys who have come over from Cuba. Escobar. And there's the split. And no chance whatsoever for Conrad, who's down swinging.
Well, that's
2 outs. When you think about what they've had to go through to realize their dream of playing in the big leagues while their families are still back in Cuba.
There's that split fork ball, whatever you want to call it, and it's just an outstanding one. Yeah, I mean, they have to defect. They have to defect and leave their families. And it's a sad situation. Someday, hopefully, it'll change.
Here's Nate McLeod, 0 for 2. Hit by a pitch his first time up. Charlie was asked the other day about these pea shooters that he has coming out of the bullpen in Contreras and Baez. People have asked him about having guys that can throw fastballs as hard as these guys do and what that means. And it would be just what we were talking about, that he's got a chance to have guys come out and pick up a strikeout in a key spot, a crucial spot, in the 6th and 7th inning, or excuse me, the 7th and 8th innings.
Strikeouts in the back of the bullpen are just enormous. There you see what the bullpen has done. They're 9th in the league, and it's solidified a little bit. But strikeouts are so big because nothing can happen. And the Phillies have certainly had enough strikeouts thrown at them in the late innings over the years by bullpens that are able to do that. Where's Ruiz going out there for?
I don't know. He just hit himself in the helmet a couple of times.
Well, he's okay.
It looks like they're just having a conversation.
Because normally, you use the term cross-up. You see, right, I don't know. Bobby Bonilla was around here this week, and I kept thinking, laughing every time I see Bobby Bonilla. I think he used to hit himself in the helmet with his bat all the time. Well, that's what that looked like. You don't cross a guy out with nobody on base and nobody on second base.
There's a towering pop-up. Watch the wind with this one. Worth is going to come over toward the line. He's got it, and he makes the catch, and the inning is over. 1, 2, 3 go the Braves here in the 8th. How about the Phillies bullpen? They've faced 9. They've retired all 9. We come back at the bottom of the 8th. It's Ryan Howard, Jason Worth, and Raul All-Star game was in St. Louis. We start the bottom of the 8th inning. Phillies are on top by 2, and they're looking for some insurance. They've got Brad Lidge up and loosening in the bullpen. Eric O'Flaherty is still in the game, at least for the time being, with the left-handed hitting Ryan Howard at the plate. And the first pitch breaking ball misses low and away. 1 ball and no strikes. Ryan is 0 for 2. He was intentionally walked his first time up, flied out to left in the 3rd, struck out in the 5th. There's Brad Lidge getting himself warmed up.
And trying to continue the great job the bullpen's done here this afternoon. As you mentioned, Tom, they've been outstanding.
Chad Durbin faced 6, retired all 6. Jose Contreras faced 3, retired those 3. So 9 up, 9 down, and 5 strikeouts for the Phillies bullpen today. 1-2 the count to Howard. And a swing and a miss, and he's down on strikes. Second time he's been picked up on strikes today. Well, here are the pitching matchups for the Phillies and the Rockies. And how about the break the Phillies get? They do not see Ubaldo Jimenez.
Yeah. I saw that kid Chacin pitch last night. Oh, is he nasty too?
Yeah, he's good too.
He's really good. But to see that 38 out there on the scoreboard right now next to Colorado is really a nice thing. And those are the matchups. Not that the guys they face won't be difficult, but Ubaldo Jimenez may be as good as anybody in the game.
Well, there's some lack of familiarity with the first and the third pitchers in that series against the Rockies, and of course Aaron Cook, who the Phillies know all too well.
Saw that Rogers pitching the other night, and he throws really hard, but he throws a lot of strikes right down the middle, and he got hit hard by I think it was the Dodgers they were playing. So he's a guy that you look at and you think, if he pitches like that, you can handle him a little bit.
Jason Worth is the hitter, and Jason pops the 1-1 pitch foul down the right field line. It's slicing toward the seats and out of play.
Well, that must have hit somebody because the players are very concerned. You saw all 3 of them stop, and they're going to get the ball right now and take it over and give it to a fan. Well, that's a nice effort there, or a gesture by Prado.
That young lady right there that ball may have found. Hopefully she's okay. And Melky Cabrera is still looking over there, the right fielder for the Braves. 1-2 the count to Worth.
It really bothers guys when we see that happen. They're out there trying to do their job the best they can, and foul balls are all a part of it, and they see somebody get hit. It's of concern. As you said, he's still looking. Now Bobby Cox wants him to watch a game. Worth up there hits a lot of balls that way.
Well, Jason swung between his legs to get that one.
That one almost hit. He was a down and in breaking ball, looked like.
On the Toyota Major League scoreboard, the Mets lead the Giants 5-4, a 3-run 7th inning for New York. They've won 9 straight at home.
They were losing 4-0 to Lincecum, weren't they?
They were. I said that 4-0, 4 runs would probably be enough for Lincecum.
Not today.
Jason pulls it towards shortstop to his right. Infante throws low, and there are 2 outs.
I'm sure they agreed with you.
Well, the Giants probably sitting there kicking themselves because Oliver Perez walked 7, and they only got 4 runs off him. So 2 outs. Here's Ibanez, who is 1 for 2. A sac fly his first time up, doubled in the 3rd, and he grounded out to second. Phillies lead it by 2. There's that young lady, and she is up and moving, and she's got the ball, and she's found Mom.
Said it was worth it. I got hit, but I got the ball.
2-0 the count to Ibanez. And Raul pops it straight up to the right of home plate. McCann. Well, he followed that all the way, and it was moving every which way. It was right in our eyesight. You can see it moving back and forth, and he makes the catch. The inning is over, and it's time for Brad Lidge trying to close this baby out as we go to the ninth. Brad has converted 36 of his 37 career save opportunities here at the ballpark, including 15 in a row. There's his numbers. 4 games now. This will be his 4th. No wins, no losses. An earned run average of 3.86. And this is his first save opportunity of the year. He has looked rather comfortable the last 2 outings that he has thrown, after making a handful of rehab appearances. In fact, 8 games overall. 3 of those games were starts. 5 were in relief. And he will face Eric Kinski to begin the 9th inning. And who could forget Eric Kinski was the final out of the 2008 World Series.
Yeah, those two will be forever joined in that great moment in Philadelphia. There it is, a slider.
There's a pretty good chance that Kinski's going to get that same slider this afternoon. So Brad Lidge against Eric Kinski. The greatest day of Brad's life athletically. And for Hinske, it was a day where he was freezing, like a lot of other players were, coming off the bench for the Rays. And he skies the first pitch foul down the left field line. And it's 0-1. Hinske talked about that day and said how tough it was to even get loose as a pinch hitter. He's hit well against the Phillies, and he had a big hit yesterday in that ball game in that win by the Braves. 0-1 the count. That one is to straightaway center field. It's a titanic blast, but the wind is going to keep it in the yard, and Victorino will make the grab a couple steps from the warning track. That ball is probably off that brick wall on a normal day.
I think it's a homer. Couldn't agree with you more. That when that went up, it even sounded like a home run.
Well, just a long out, 1 away.
That's an example of Eric Kinski, what kind of power he has. That ball was up in the strike zone, and there at that point you could see the wind was starting to affect it, because Shane went back like, uh-oh, this is over my head, and then it started to knock it down.
Here's Infante, who shows bunt, takes a slider for a strike. It's 0-1.
That's why in a day like this you didn't want to walk a whole lot of guys, and unfortunately that's what happened to Cole Hamels. You know, the ball will fly, especially to right and right center.
Fastball hit in the air to left field. Pretty deep. Backing up is Ibanez to the warning track. He's got room. Makes the catch. 2 long fly balls. 2 outs here in the 9th inning.
Use the elements, Brad. Use them. Oh, boy, that was crushed.
We were talking about that with Sarge earlier. Does a pitcher do things differently? He said, well, if he's going to do anything, he's going to try to keep it from alley to alley.
Sure. You know, you don't want to keep too many in that right center field alley. They'll jump today, but that's why that ball Worth hit was so remarkable, how high he hit it. And it did only go out by about 4 rows. I thought it was in the upper deck when he hit it.
Martin Prado is the batter. He's 2 for 4 today. And a slider, a little high, and it's 1-0. That's just the 5th pitch that Brad has thrown. Brad's last save came on September 20th of last year against the Atlanta Braves. It was not an easy year for Brad, and then the surgeries came in the offseason. And a swing and a miss and a really good slider. It's 1 ball and 1 strike.
Yeah, that's the A slider there.
The Braves are 5-14 on the road this year. The Phillies are trying to hand them their 15th loss. The 1-1 pitch. Another slider. Another swing and a miss. It's 1-2.
Might as well throw him another one when he's having those kind of swings.
This crowd of 45,000 plus coming on their feet. Trying to get Brad Lidge through this 9th inning to pick up his first save of 2010. 1-2 the count. And the pitch. Tapper back to the box. Lidge has got it. Flips over to first. Ball game is over. What a job by the bullpen as Brad Lidge finishes off the Braves here in the top of the 9th inning. 1, 2, 3, and the bullpen of Chad Durbin, Jose Contreras, and Brad Lidge. 4 scoreless innings in relief of Cole Hamels. It's the first save of the year for Lidge, and his first since September of 2009. What an effort by the pen. And the Phillies have finished off this homestand with 7 wins in 10 games. And our Chevrolet player of the game, let's give it to the guy who started this pitching off in the bullpen, Chad Durbin.
Chad Durbin, whose mom was up here, hung out with us for a couple innings, and what a job he did there. He shows his athleticism on a bunt play, throws him out, and another strikeout. He had 4 strikeouts in his 2 perfect innings. He had a really good fastball that he was able to locate today.
12 straight retired by the bullpen to finish this baby off. The Phils take 2 of 3 for the Braves. They win it 5-3. We'll be back after this.